Hey folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Hey folks, welcome to Treasure Talk.
We are live and
All
well.
right, hey Jeff, we're going to get started right away. So friends, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we not only sell fun, but we sell adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guests and members belong solely to the guest and member only, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Jeff Monin, or Myers Metal Detectors. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And we've got an exciting show tonight, don't we, Jeff?
We certainly do. And I tell you what, this, like I said, we are kicking it up notches unknown to mankind on Treasure Talk. If you just want, this is what I want you to all to do tonight. I want you to sit back and listen and absorb and learn, because these three women are the best three women detectorists in the world, we think. They've got a wealth of knowledge, and we've got a list of questions that we're going to try and probe their psyches a little bit about how they detect. And I think it's going to be a really, really good show. So we just want you to sit back, enjoy the chat, and really take it in and learn something tonight. So who we've got tonight, we've got the Diggin' Canuck. Y'all know Liz. She's coming on. Let's get her on here. Hey there, Canuck.
Hello.
And we also have Lori Gagne, Relic Dirty Hands. Let's bring her on board. Hello, Miss Lori.
Welcome, Lori.
And we have got the one, the only, brought to you straight out of Okinawa, Cricket Conroy, the Mermaid Treasure Hunter. Let's bring her on. Hello, Miss Cricket.
Good morning, you guys.
Hey, Cricket, welcome.
Good morning. Good evening.
So what time is it there in Okinawa?
It is 8:03 a.m. on Saturday, the 27th of July, Kevin's birthday.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, we've got a load of questions here, and I guess we should jump right into it, right, Jeff?
Well, let me make an announcement first.
Well, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Well, what we have is we have got somebody that just signed on to represent a manufacturer, a major manufacturer. And everybody here knows that Liz is with Fisher. She's one of their top people, just, recently signed on with Fisher to represent them. And Lori Gagne just signed on with Mind Lab. She's a detectspert. And I want to tell you what, if you want to know something about the equinox, she's the one. She can tell you all about it. Now we just got to get Cricket hooked up with somebody. We're working on it, Cricket.
Fantastic.
All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, Jeff, unless you had something else, buddy.
Nope, I think that's it for me. Stick a fork in me.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just get started real quick on the type of equipment you guys use. So I'll let Liz go first. What detector are you using now?
I'm using the Fisher F75 Limited,
okay.
Sweet black color.
And it's got the 2 coils then?
Yes, I have not used the real small puck yet, but I will.
Yeah, that's the small. I'm a big fan of small coils for relic and coin hunting. I have been for years, and I do stock that F75 Limited Black Edition in the shop. So, folks, if you want to check that out, you can do that at the shop. And then let me move on real quick to Lori. What detector you use? And I already know, but tell everybody.
I'm using the Equinox 800.
Okay.
And I have been for 4 years about now. It's on the 4th year with the Equinox.
Okay, and what's your favorite coil that you use on that detector?
You know, at this point right now, the stock coil has been the stock coil. It's my go-to coil really now. I mean, I have a wide variety of coils, but I keep finding myself reverting back to that coil. It just, it just seems to be the go-to for all terrain, and this sort of stuff has great separation and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. All righty.
But I have the small puck, and I have different ones, and I have some of the Coil Tech coils as well, and I've been trying them all out. And recently, I don't know, I really like that stock coil.
Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, for coin and relic hunting, I'm using the 6-inch. I haven't had the Coil Tech. Well, I just got one last week, so thank you, Trevor, for getting that to me finally. It seems all my customers wanted them first, and I was always the last guy to get it. So I finally got one, but I'm gonna give it a shout.
It's
And
called customer service.
yes, that's what it is. But myself and Joe were kind of getting a little irritated that everybody else got to use the new coils and we didn't. All right. And you, Cricket, what detector are you using?
I use the Equinox 800. I've used it for 2 years now since I started this whole journey. I learned about the additional coils from Lori, actually, watching Lori's channel. And I only use the stock coil. That's the only one I own. I actually own 2 800s, though, just because I didn't take it with me to visit my son. I didn't take my Equinox when I went to visit my son in New Jersey from Oregon last year. And so I ended up buying another one in New Jersey. And I should have maybe tried a different metal detector, but I love the Mind Lab. I think that they're such a great product. And, I'm like the least tech savvy person you will ever meet. I say that to everyone. I'm not kidding. And so to have to learn new technology, I don't know. It was, not my thing.
Okay. All right, and we'll keep going with you, Cricket. The first question is, what's your favorite type of hunting?
Oh,
Beach,
yeah.
field, or park, or
So I am a beach hunter through and through. It is just so delightful for me to be out in the beach, to be out in the water, and to be land hunting. Like, I have such a great appreciation for these two ladies because I watch them land hunt all the time, and it is so hard for me to do. Just it's amazing what they do.
yeah, I think the beach and water hunting is probably the easiest of our
Yeah.
hunting to do because it's easy to dig. If you're out in the water, it's holding you. The water's holding you up. It's at least
Yeah, cooling you off.
yeah,
Yeah.
cooling you off. Absolutely. Although we tried it this past week, and the red tide kept me out
Ooh, nasty.
away
Yeah.
from the water. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And Jeff knows about that. So
Yeah, well, we were up in Clearwater all week till Friday. The red tide started coming in Friday.
oh geez,
No.
yeah,
Yeah,
moved
it was
around.
kind of bad. But now, Cricket, are you a dry sander, wet sander, or you like to hunt in the water?
Ooh, the farther out in the water I can get, the happier I am. When we're having the super low tides, oh, I'm just in heaven because I love to be out. I like to be like waist deep, chest deep. And it's so funny because if you've seen my channel at all, you know that I am so afraid of Mr. Gray Suit and sharp, murky water. And, I'm always constantly looking, and I drag my shovel behind me, my scoop behind me, so that, if a shark comes up from behind, they're going to hit my scoop. And but and also, I have the Nemo, and I love to hunt with my Nemo.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay, so you're using the Blue Nemo, so you're going down to
Yes.
10 feet max.
Yeah, 10 feet. And I'm having a rough time though with like my waterproof headphones, and then the regulator for the Nemo, and dragging everything along. And I have the pulse dive, the oh my goodness, what's that called?
The Noctipulse dive.
Yeah, Noctipulse dive, and there's a learning curve to that thing too. So usually I'm just dragging my big, Equinox 800 under the water, and instead of using my little pulse dive, which should actually be easier, but it isn't.
Well, the pulse dive is all metal products, so you're
Yeah,
going to dig everything, unfortunately.
And I do anyway. Actually, I really do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you, Lori? Your favorite type of
Oh,
hunt?
I love favorite type of hunting. I would have to say relic hunting. I absolutely love the farm fields. I love the old homes. I love relic hunting. I love all hunting actually. And recently I've been trying to spend more time at the beach, and I have to give it like you're awesome if that's what you do, because to me I find it so much harder than land hunting. I mean, you can't see where you're scooping. I mean, there's so many more complications. One, like yeah, I mean, way to go, because the water is cold too, you know, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just us over here, but I when the water's too cold, I'm just and I don't want to dip myself in anymore. I just want to get a
Well, y'all are
blanket.
delicate. Y'all are delicate. You see,
Yeah.
that's why I prefer water hunting. They say I'm going blind half the time, anytime. I don't know. So water works perfect for me.
Well, Laurie, what is the water temperature there?
Oh, I don't know, but I know it's way below my body temperature because
Well,
all I know is usually we can't get into the water until end of June. Around the end of June is when you can go in the water, but that's like a shock. Like you go in and you're like, takes you at least like 10 minutes or something just to get used to it. July, August, it starts to get better, I think. But really, if August would be the time that I would do more of my water hunting, just because it's warmer.
One
It
word,
gets
for you,
cold.
Lori. One word. Wetsuit.
I have one. I have two. I have the short one and I have a long one. But man,
They're the
getting
long
into
ones.
those things is hilarious. How do you expect,
Well,
like, do you guys put it on before you go to the beach or?
you've got to use skins underneath it. Make you
Yeah.
slide on and off. Just pour some olive oil in there. Take an extra AVOO and dip it in there.
I just
Yeah.
look so funky trying to get that thing on. And I don't know, by the time I get it on, I'm sweating and I'm dying to go in the water by then. But
Yeah.
no, land hunting, I find easier. I can see where I'm digging. I can see sometimes, you know, you get that smallest little thing that goes through your scoop and you just keep looking for it, keeps moving around. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, our water temperature here is, I just saw in the news, is 92 degrees.
Yeah.
And how's it in Okinawa?
It's actually 85 today, but we just had a huge typhoon roll past us. So it brought, deeper waters up. So yeah.
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 Okay,
but
Liz,
it's like 100 degrees outside every day because of the humidity. Yeah.
so Liz, your favorite type of hunting?
My bread and butter was parks and schools until I started venturing into the woods, the wooded areas around here. I absolutely love the woods. Just the stuff in the woods is, you never actually know what's going to be in the next scoop or shovel scoop, I guess. But lately, my friend John has been taking me into into farm fields, and my goodness, farm fields are really, really nice. Real old stuff in farm fields. Absolutely incredible. I've had some of my best finds in the farm fields. Incredible.
Yeah, and imagine the farm fields is easier to dig since they're plowed compared to the woods where you got all the
Yeah.
roots and everything else.
And the detector really punches into the ground. Incredible, the depths. Really, really, really deep holes.
And what coil are you using on your detector?
I'm using the standard coil, but there is a new coil from Fisher, and I think Jeremy, Finding Alabama, he's done a couple videos on that, and I hope to have that coil in my hands and on my detector very soon, because it's supposed to be way light. It's bigger than the standard, but it's way lighter, and that's what I like.
Yeah,
It's a nice coil. I have seen it.
yeah, we saw it at the shop when Russ was there from Fisher,
Mm-hmm.
and it was lighter, and from what I hear, it goes deeper than
Right
the
on.
coil. It goes, it's a little bigger, but it's lighter. All righty. Well, let me keep going on my questions here. And Josh, did you have any questions?
None.
The people? Okay, good, because I've got a load of my own here. So, and we'll continue with you, Liz, and we'll go back around. Are you a tones hunter, or you rely on the VEI numbers for the most part?
Oh my goodness. I'm going to be 100% honest. I try not to look at the VDI, and I first listen to the tones. But then when you hear something really good, I look down immediately. And I know that most people don't look at the VDI and they're like tone people. I just haven't developed that proficiency yet for just tones. So I'm mostly tones, but then I back it up with the VDI.
Okay. All right. And you, Lori? Are you a tones digger?
Actually, very similar. Tones, I use 50 tones, and I've always loved the tones, and tones is number one for me. I'll go with the tone, how it comes in, how repeatable it is. I'll look at the target ID number just to give me an idea what I think it might be. So it just kind of assists me a little bit, but it's mostly the tones, definitely tones, 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 tones. Love them, 50.
Yeah, especially in 50 tones, you get a lot more variance in the tones, and you can tell pretty much what you're digging.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think with the Equinox too, the tone is more important, the quality of the sound. Not necessarily for beach hunting, but I know it's for coin and relic hunting. It's more important to listen to the quality of the target, rather
Absolutely.
on the beach, it's real easy to dig. So, bam, I can have it out of the ground in a few seconds. It's different when you're digging in the dirt. So I'm always listening for the quality of the target, and then decide. And you, Cricket?
I go along with the tones, but I quickly look at the VDI because it's like I know what it's going to be. And sometimes I am surprised, like everybody else. And sometimes I say, "You're such a liar, Equinox." Because I just know. I hit an 8. I hit a nice tone. I hit an 18. I think $5 coin, $5 coin. I'm so excited. I'm digging. I'm so happy. And it's a lead weight, and and those pull tabs. Oh my God! It rings up as a 12 for my Equinox, and it ends up being a pull tab, and I want it to be $1 because the dollar coin is a 12. So I really do both. I'm going along and I'm listening to what the sounds are, and then the instant I hear it, I'm checking my VDI because it gives me an indication. But I really do dig it all. If I'm in a trashy area, I'm just looking at the VDI constantly, because if it's just going off, it's too much for me. I won't even hunt if it's super trashy, because I don't have the small coil, which would, help according to, what everybody says
Yeah.
about it. But yeah.
It would. And did I hear you say correctly you have a $5 coin?
Yes, we have. We're. I think there's Switzerland. I think is the only other country. I just was reading. I just learned how to date our coins, because our coins aren't that old. And I just found this 1929 is the oldest coin I've ever found, and it's and literally the oldest coin I've ever found, you guys, because I've hunted in the U.S., I've hunted Florida and New Jersey, but that's it, because I'm living here. So
Yeah. Well, I'd like to find a $5 coin. It sure beat a zinc penny any day of the week. How about you
makes
guys?
the day
Ms.
so
Lenore,
nice.
do you guys have larger denomination coins?
Our coins go up to $2. So
Okay.
I love finding the $2 coins. I really do, because it would take you 200 pennies to get that much. So
Yes,
we have the
absolutely.
$2, $1 and $2 coins.
Is that a loonie or a toonie?
Yes,
A loonie and a toonie, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's which? The toonie's the $2 one?
Yes.
Okay.
And the loonie is the $1. And the loonies drive me crazy though too, because they're gold color. So I don't know about you, Digging Canuck, but whenever you see like the rim of the gold, like the loonie, you're like, you kind of have that moment that maybe it's a gold coin or a gold ring or something, but it's $1, which is fun too to find.
Now, Liz, we're going to jump back to you and go back around. So how often do you hunt a week?
Oh, in the summertime, I'm out every day. Even if it's just an hour and a half, I'll check out a new park. Like I won't during the week. I don't usually travel very far, but in the summer, I'm pretty much out every day. And then some days I don't film. Like the last few days I haven't been filming because I found that there's a lot of pressure when you go out because I'm going to make a video. You got to find something.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just say, you know what, the heck with it. I'm just going to go just have a fun dig. In the winter time, I try to get out into the woods once a week. If it's not too cold, I do try to get out once a week. And you can dig in the winter in Canada. The woods are very, very diggable.
Okay. Even when the ground's
Yeah, you're-
frozen, you're still able to dig in the woods?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, cool. And you, Laurie, how often do you hunt?
She's lucky. She's out southern more than I am. I'm out in the Quebec side, and even in our woods, the ground gets frozen underneath the leaves. It does not, like, there's no digging. I think I went out latest in like November or something, and we were able to get some ground underneath the snow. But the fact that the snow was like this, over a foot deep, I was like, what signals am I going to get really when it's a foot deep already? So sorry, what was the original question? How much I go out digging? Right. I go out, I would say on average twice a week, more if we can. Recently, Eric was on vacation for a few weeks, and I think we went out almost every single day. I was exhausted. I was like, get back to work. I was like, but no, most of the time, twice, on average, 2 to 3 times a week, we try. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And Cricket, you? How often do you go?
Okay, so I go every single day. Every single day I'm out there treasure hunting because I love this. But since May, when they did our state of emergency lockdown, since May, I haven't been able to go out. And I can go on the beach right in front of my house, no problem, because it's like my backyard. I can't go to the beaches though that have all the tourists, and actually we don't have any tourists right now. We have tourists from mainland Japan only, because if you come to Japan right now, you have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine before you can go anywhere. And so nobody, and I don't even know that our borders are open to, we usually have a lot of Chinese and Korean tourists. And when I say Chinese, I mean Taiwan, Hong Kong, China. And no, none. I think our borders are closed to them right now. And so yeah, since May, I haven't been able to treasure hunt really. And I'm like Liz. When I go every day, I don't necessarily film every day because I want to have a good time, which I do. I actually enjoy filming because I love talking, and then I love when people are chatting with me on my channel. If you can imagine that. But every day, and it's killing me. This not being able to treasure hunt is killing me. Yeah.
And maybe we should ask Kevin if you like to talk or not, eh?
Did you hear that, Kevin? He's over there, yeah.
Well, Cricket, I have a question from Allison, and she's asking, how much have you raised for charities with your coinage?
Yeah.
And how much do you have in your piggy bank?
Awesome. I'm glad I saw that question go by. I'm glad because I don't know how to chat. So, I mean, I can chat if I'm not on. I don't know how to chat when I'm on. But I'm sadly, because of the lockdown, I'm only at around $40 for these guys. And what I'm doing is only that one particular beach. Any money that I find off of Uza Beach, which I call Turtle Beach. And I'm only up to $40, but I haven't been able to go there since I think the last time I went was in the beginning of June. And there just are no tourists there. So I was digging trash. I found $2. That's it, $2. And so Team Lynch, if you guys see their channel, they actually donated to Churamura, their own money donated, because of my, videos that I do about saving the turtles. And so I'm so excited that they did that, and so thankful that they did that in my name and their name. But regardless of how much I find, I will absolutely match what I find, because it's such a good, you save the turtles in Okinawa, you're saving the sea turtles in Florida, you're saving the sea turtles everywhere. And they're endangered. So, and if not, they're getting really close.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. All right. Well, let me continue on it with my. Oh, we have one other question come through on Facebook, and any one of you can jump in on this one. Tom Becker is asking for the best water hunting tip, and I guess Cricket, you might answer this one. It says neck deep, so you
Well,
probably have more experience in warmer water.
yeah, neck deep. I go out as far as I can go, and then especially when it's low tide, I'm even farther out, and I find some really incredible things. And one of the things that I meant to say about that when I was talking about, when you said where do you like to hunt, I love out in the water because there's a heart, like no signals. It's so quiet, and I'm daydreaming along, thinking about the shark murky water and Mr. Gray suit, and then bam, you get this awesome hit, and you know I love that. I love that. It's quiet. I love quiet, believe it or not, even though I'm so chatty. Yeah.
Well, if you hear something that sounds like doo, doo, you know.
Uh, Liz or Laurie, did you want to jump in on that one? Best tip for water hunting?
I cannot. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Lori says stay out of
And
the
I'm
water.
listening to you.
Well,
I do have a question. I do have a question. How do you keep yourself down when you're water hunting neck deep? Like, to me, it's hard to swing and you like kind of want to float and stuff. It's really awkward.
I
Well,
actually have to
there's
wear a weight belt. If I'm going that deep, I put my weight belt on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're bobbing up in the water. I notice when I get out in deeper water, I'm bobbing. And I used to carry the weight belt to the beach years ago, but I don't know, I get too lazy to do that now. But once I start using a Nemo, I'm going to have to do it. So to hold you on the bottom while you're detecting. And that's what you're using it for, right, Cricket? To hold you
Yes.
down
Yes.
there?
Yes.
How much
And
weight?
actually, the other day I was metal detecting at a place called Cadena Marina. So it's an on-base facility, and the water drops off really deep, really fast. And I was out, chest deep, and then all of a sudden it dropped off, and I'm slipping, and I'm trying to kick, and I'm just in, water shoes. I didn't have fins or anything because I was standing up, and I'm pushing with my shovel, trying to push myself back up on the ledge. I almost floated right away.
Okay.
Wow. I'd be dead.
Yeah.
All right, and this question's on the sheet there. If you're hunting at the beach, do you prefer dry sand, wet sand, or in the water, and why? And we'll start with you on that, Crick, and just go around.
I prefer wet sand or in the water because I feel like, and especially more than say waist deep, because my theory is when you get out above your head in the water, you start to kind of flap your wings, right? And any ring that you have on is just going to go floating away into the water, never to be seen again. Same with a bracelet, or you're carrying your child and, the child grabs your necklace and it flies off. Okay. So that's my theory. That's my favorite place. But I do love every piece of the beach because I have found amazing things in the dry sand and in the deep, wet sand and in the deep water. So, yeah.
And before we move on, let me continue with that. Cricket, now, have you found a lot of different higher carat gold since you're in Okinawa?
Actually, no, I don't. And I think that, like Thailand and Korea, and maybe China too, but really especially Thailand and Korea, they wear their wealth in their gold. So when you visit those countries, or especially Thailand, they have stores where it's just walls of 24 karat gold. So really deep, color. And people go and they'll like put their wealth into a gold necklace. And, sadly, when you find something like that, that's somebody's wealth. Like pirate oh my god, I can't. He's my favorite guy. Over in Vietnam, same thing. Vietnam, they wear their wealth, and so I just feel so bad that they're
He does a lot of joke too.
a lot
A
of
lot of joke jewelry.
a lot of junk.
Unfortunately, that's the way it's going down here. Taiwan, they do a lot of really good gold,
Mhm.
that type of thing. So
Yeah.
And you, Lori, your favorite spot on the beach to hunt?
Dry sand, dry sand, wet sand. I'll go up to waist deep. That's maybe why I'm not that successful in the water. But I'm good waist deep. Like I said, as soon as my head or like my arm goes and I can't reach,
Yeah.
I guess I just gotta practice more, try to find the love of being underwater. But yeah,
That's
waist
great.
deep. I love the dry sand. I love early mornings, like arriving at like 6:30 in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning when no one is there, and then you just walk the beach back and forth, and I just find it so peaceful, and I absolutely love that.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And you, Liz?
Um, the only beach digging that I really do is when I go out east, which I haven't been able to do in like 2 years of COVID. But the dry sand I find very nice to pick up and to sift with your sifter. Really, really, really easy. The wet sand's a little bit more heavier, and then I just find that when I go into the water, I'm probably waist deep because of my vertigo. I don't go any higher than that unsupervised. Like if I had a buddy that I could go into the water with like neck deep, I probably would. But by myself, I it's not really safe for me.
come on down.
You come visit me
Absolutely.
anytime,
Oh
Liz.
my
I've got
goodness.
extra
Absolutely.
room. Extra
Absolutely. I'll
room,
stop at
everything.
Florida and then I'll go to Okinawa. Right on.
Right.
Okay. Well, we have a question off of YouTube for Liz and Lori. How are you finding our Canadian coins with your machines? Swinging the coils. Correct?
The Fisher F-75, I got to say, finds the Canadian clad, and I'm really, really happy about that. I'm told that I had an Equinox before, well, two detectors ago. I just did not get that much clad, but I know that my friend Lori is the guru on the Equinox, and she doesn't have a problem finding Canadian clad. So I'll defer to Lori.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people don't find the clad, but it really it goes again. You really got to dig everything. You got to dig a lot to find them and get used to them. Most of the clad coins are pre 2000 coins are usually around the nickel range, around 12, and I find they come in pretty good at 12. I don't have a problem finding those. And then when we look at the 2000, the steel core, which I think a lot of detectors actually have issues with, a lot of people think that they're finding them, but then I ask them, what date is that? Is that pre or after 2000? But the 2000 coins, they do come up, and if you're hunting for gold, you're going to pick up the 2000 and up coins because they're coming in at around the 5 range, so they'll jump 5, 6, so they're a little jumpy, but I recognize them and I find them, and I wish I'd find more though, but it loves pennies. I mean, it just loves pennies. So most of the time you're just stopping for all the pennies, but you do have to dig a lot more. You have to dig those 12s, you have to dig those 5s. So it really depends on what kind of detectorist you are, if you're going to find that clad or not. So
yeah, so the Canadian coins, the steel ones, they're reading a +5 then? It's not a negative number on them?
no, it's not a negative. They're actually coming up in the positives, and they're coming up in the positives. I've done multiple tests. I wanted to do more tests since the update, and I haven't, but like I said, I'm finding quarters at 5. They're coming in at 5. And this sort of stuff. It likes the 5, but it jumps, right? So it can go from 2 all the way down from 2 to 5, 6, but it really has this kind of hollow, and again, it comes with the tones, right? You get kind of used to the different tones, and it has more of this hollow, wonkier kind of sound when it comes to the clad for 2000 and up.
Yeah, for us here in the U.S., most beach hunters will dig those low numbers because we're looking for the gold earring, the small gold charm, that kind of thing. So we would get those coins. But I could see if I have customers who discriminate out the low numbers, they just turn them off, and they would miss all that if they were in Canada. Hey,
absolutely.
We did have one request for you, Cricket, to put your charity for the turtles, the name on our website. Is that okay, Jeff?
Sure it is. Yes, indeed.
So so I guess some people want to donate to it. So that sounds like an excellent cause.
I don't know how to send it to you guys. I mean, literally, I don't know how to chat. I can see the chat.
Well, what you do, Cricket,
Yeah,
just go to our Facebook and put a post up.
Okay, so I don't have to do it right now. I can do it.
No,
No, you
can
can
do
do
it.
it later.
I
That's
can
fine.
do that. Thank you. I
That'll
can do
give them
that.
a chance to find their big checkbook.
That's right.
Yeah, really. Find a big checkbook. Yes. All right. So let me keep going on the questions here, and we'll start with Liz. And it says on equipment, do you find that the manufacturers take women into consideration when designing and building machines and other gear?
Ooh,
A loaded question.
that's a two-edged sword there. Well, I oh wow, I'm just gonna talk about the beach scoops because some of these beach scoops are massive, massive, and I know they have to be massive because you want to move a lot of sand. But once you get the scoop, which is big in itself, and then you put the handle on there, and then you put that side handle on it, those things are really, really heavy. And I've seen a lot of women detectorists like dragging, which I do. I drag my scoops. Doesn't matter which scoop I have, I drag it. But those are super duper heavy, really heavy. And some of these coils that some of these manufacturers make, I mean, I am not that big of a person, and I know that there's a lot of more women coming into the hobby, and some of these pieces of equipment, coils, are really, really heavy for us, and sometimes we're limited to perhaps getting a detector that we really shouldn't be getting because it's smaller and it's lighter. That's been my experience.
So, and I think too, go along with that to kind of piggyback on that, Liz, a lot of the manufacturers need to start listening because there's more and more women coming into the hobby. And in most cases, and I think most of the guys out there will agree with me, when it comes down to buying decisions, the women have more input than the guys think they do. So, if they're smart, they're going to kind of do some little bit of design in here.
Absolutely. And how about you, Lori?
Oh yeah, like Thinking Connect said, this is a double-edged sword, man. I honestly, for me, the right detector for me would probably be an adolescent detector. I wear large kids gloves. From my elbow, to my wrist where I hold, that's where my problem mostly is usually where the cup and the shaft and like it'll be all the way up on my elbow. My elbow is always rubbing and there's no way of adjusting it. So yes, I have noticed that the detectors, like I don't need mine extended super long. I really think like an adolescent size detector would be perfect for me. I hope there's more consideration for people that are larger or smaller or taller or shorter, just so we can adjust these detectors. I'm 5'2", so I don't need a lot, And yeah, so I do feel that, yeah, they could consider it more, maybe.
Okay. And you, Cricket, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not signed on with anybody, so I don't know if that was the double-edged sword part of it, but and full disclosure, I'm 5'6". I've always been extremely athletic. I'm strong like bull, and I metal detect all day long, all day, every day, right? And so, but my elbow gets sore from the heavy scoop, and so it would be nice to have a scoop that, and I use such a tiny scoop. But I complain, you can hear me complain all the time in my channel about how stuff falls off, especially out in the water. I'm chasing things around a lot. So yeah, in that respect, I don't think that people, that manufacturers are taking female, treasure hunters into account. When I went to buy that second metal detector, I wanted to buy the CTX 3030 or the Excalibur 2 because I got into the hobby, wasn't sure how much I was going to love it, And so I, bought the Equinox 800, which to me was, I didn't want to buy, a starter machine just to find out that I really would be able to find more, with a decently priced machine. Or when I say decently priced, I mean, like a nicer machine, I guess. But so when I went to go buy that second machine, I really wanted the Excalibur 2 or the CTX 3030, which really, honest to God, if truth be told, it would be the CTX 3030. But then when I found out how freaking heavy they were, and I get it with Excalibur, you can put it on your back or whatever, you can take it apart and put it on your back. So that's nice. But oh my God, I could never hunt all day with that CTX 3030.
Yeah, that's a heavy one. You'd wear a harness if you wanted to do that.
Mhm.
It is an excellent detector, but I think we lost Jeff. But if you're out there, Jeff, I don't know how you sign back in because you're running it. But the CTX 3030, it's a good detector, but you would get a harness for that if you wanted to do that. MindLab makes that for that detector. But the Excalibur 2, I use that one. I use those both, but I'm bigger. I'm 6'3", and the weight's not an issue for me, though I do drag my scoop all the time because I have heavy scoops. I drag that, and I have the extra handle on it to help me lift it up. But I noticed that I've been detecting for almost 40 years. And when I first got started, I'm involved in metal detector clubs too, and it was a rarity to see a woman metal detectorist, and that has been good. It's changed because you're finding out how much fun this hobby really is.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see you ladies do it, and it's just awesome that you do it. So let me keep going down my list here, and. Here's a good one. What piece of gear is on your want list? And
Well, I want the CTX 3030. I want it.
oh, you can get it.
I
Get
do.
it tomorrow. I can't sell it to you because you're out of the if I could, I would. But that's an awesome detector. What you'll find different than the Equinox, it's more accurate. I'm not saying it's deeper. It can be deeper, but it's more accurate on the targets.
Yeah.
You won't be mistaken any bottle caps for the most part.
Right. Well, and I would love to try other brands like the Fisher, or one of my friends worked with Whites when he was active duty Marine Corps and doing mine detecting. And they were such a good brand. And who bought them? I can't remember.
Garrett bought
Garrett.
did.
Or some of the high end Garretts. I would love to try them, but I'm not willing to spend the money to find out that it's not as good as the MindLab, which I only have experience with the MindLab. So, I don't know. If you want me to try your machine, I'm happy to try it and give it away, and then buy my own. If I like it.
MindLab pretty much owns the market on saltwater beach, I should say.
Yeah, which is what I do.
I mean, there's other detectors that are just as good, but on saltwater beach, the price of the Equinox it's kind of hard to beat right now. Now that's going to change because the manufacturers. It's good for us consumers because the manufacturers see what MindLab's doing, and the other manufacturers will come out with something. I know Fisher's thinking about or in the works of a multi frequency detector. So is Naka Macro. Theirs, I think, is getting close to being